Quick story time. So back in 2017, I had a son that had a stem cell transplant, and our journey began in 2015, actually, when he was just born, because he didn't pass his newborn screen, which then led us being seen at Boston Children's Hospital by different specialists, including immunology, hematology, and then being transferred over to the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute, the Jimmy Fund Clinic, which then followed him post-transplant. Fast forward to 2020, COVID, I had twin boys, and I prayed and was like, Lord, during my pregnancy, I prayed and I prayed, and I was like, the things that I went through before in my last pregnancy, I'm not going to go through it with this pregnancy. I'm going to have healthy children and everything's going to be all set. I'm not going to go through the same process. And a few days after being discharged from the hospital, I get a phone call that one of the twins did not pass their newborn screen. So I am in, like, there's no way. I prayed, I fasted as much as I could, of course, while being pregnant. I'm like, there's no way, we're not going down this road again. And then I have an appointment at the Jimmy Fund Clinic. The twins are less than a month old, and when I come back, I'm just, really upset about all the things that were being discussed. And then I get a text message from a friend that says everything is going to be okay. So I sent them a text message, because this wasn't somebody that we spoke on a regular basis, had no idea what was going on, didn't know anything about the appointments. And I sent them a text message like, what do you mean? And he said, I had a dream and I was told to tell you that everything's going to be okay. So I called and I said, you can't just text information like that, because I had been crying, and I was like, can you explain to me what the dream was? So he said that he had a dream that he was walking in an area that we had grown up in, and he saw this person come to him, and the person was just this bright light, and couldn't make out the face, couldn't tell who the person was, just that the person was super, super bright. And the person came up to him and said, tell Sophia to keep praying, everything's gonna be okay. So when I heard that, I was like, oh my gosh, I knew that it was a message from the Lord, and, it gave me peace and it gave me an anchor. All this to say, we still ended up having to have a stem cell transplant for one of the twins. And I was thinking about this the other day, and I was like, Lord, especially in the day and age and the society that we're in right now, oftentimes we would have gotten a message, everything's going to be okay. And we would have thought that it would not have included trials, tribulations, ups and downs. But you sent the word ahead of me to let me know that regardless of what I see, regardless of what we're doing, what we're enduring, that it is going to be okay. And so, I'm grateful. Here we are 3 years later, and, we're healthy, we're thriving, we're making progress, even with all of the ups and downs, and still having to go through all of these different challenges. So I say all of this to say that I don't know what message God has given you, if he said everything's going to be okay, if he told you to hold on. But I hope that you take this as an example, that even though the Lord told me everything is going to be okay, I still had to end up having my son have to have a stem cell transplant. We still had to do infusions. We still had to do medications. It was a rough road. But remember that the Bible says that after you have suffered a while, that he will settle you, establish you, and perfect you. So I pray that this blesses you. If you want to hear more about our stem cell transplant journey, let me know. Feel free to comment below, and we'll enjoy another story time. God bless.